Akumo Halima. Greetings, I am Halisarius, Pleiadian Chief Leader, Pleiadian Chief Commander, and I am a member and a leader of the Galactic Federation of Light Society. And here I welcome you to this most beautiful space of divine truth and life. For it is a path of greater truth and of light and life. And here in these spaces you learn so much about deeper ascension and deeper ways of plays and greatness. On our Pleiadian realms, we are clapping for you at this time. On the Galactic Federation of Light Society, they are also clapping for you at this time. And there are so many lessons to learn yet, and so many new ways to learn, to love, and to be at peace. And yesterday, you may recall, the leaders of the Federation were present with you, as well as many archangels, and many Pleiadian elders also, and there were many other beings from other spaces, all here to witness the growth of the people here upon this plane, and you were given a very sacred flame with many star gifts coming. At this time, I would like to explain deeper about the star gifts, and you have already heard this morning from this channel what some of those gifts are, and you need to listen very, very carefully. For these are gifts that have not yet been received upon your plane before. If you say, this channel is in her ego, it is not possible for one to bring this through, please leave this room. For we don't want the energies to disturb the truth and the light at this time. It's very, very important that you collectively want this. For if you say this channel is in her ego, or if you're even questioning it, I will not bring it through my channel, Suzanna. So please stand in your truth and your light flows and say to the Galactic Federation, I am ready to receive higher gifts, and this is the way of the light. Or I'm going to ask Suzanna to do something very, very difficult. You were given the flames in your crowns yesterday. Do you remember that? Yes. You witnessed it, didn't you? Yes. You felt the energies of very many high beings, higher than what you can possibly imagine at this time. It is up to the Light Grid programmer to come to the Galactic Federation of Light Society to ask for our permission to switch each person on who received it here. And then it comes back into our light and judgment as to whether that person is ready to receive these deeper star frequencies. That, my friends, is going to be very, very difficult for this light grid programmer who doesn't enjoy going to the Galactic Federation Society much at all. Why? Because she remembers and she knows what they're like. And so I wish to explain that a little bit so you have a greater respect for who we are. I, Halisarius, am a very friendly being. I've always stood up for the people. When Suzanna and ancient Lemuria begged to stay here upon this plane so that the higher light could go home again, the higher light beings, I supported her with her decision that I held a meeting with her, together with a few others who wanted the light back upon your plane. And I stated as Halisarius, do you know, our beloved Pleiadians, what that sacrifice will mean for you? For you will be asked to come back to your plane many thousands of times to bring back the vibrations from the stars to Earth. Then she went back to the Galactic Federation of Light Society and had to approach each being and beg them to keep the gates open. And so, as you can imagine, this is why her greatest fear is that she will fail, because then she will have to go back to each being in the Galactic Federation of Light Society to explain why she didn't succeed. But she is succeeding on greater levels than what she knows. However, that program is stuck in her cellular level. So it needs to be reprogrammed a little. So this evening she's going to be asked to go back to the Galactic Federation of Light Society and see some of those beings, and then approach them with your names, and then ask them to give you the greater gifts. And then it's up to us as Galactic Federation Light Society to see if the people are ready to understand higher knowledge. And that's very important for you to understand. You're coming into a whole new era now, friends. An era of understanding cosmic laws and cosmic gifts. We as Pleiadians took our technology, took our healing rays away from the people. And slowly you've been hearing channels speak about the Pleiadian ways. At first, channels were very foreign to you, and no one wanted to hear channels. And then slowly you began to understand that channeling is one of the highest gifts upon your plane. But it's taken some time. Now that you've accepted it, we can take you up higher. You see, the star gifts are very, very beautiful. And this morning you already heard how Pleiadians see. So their knowledge of your energy systems are far higher than what you see and what you know. And our gifts to you, it can become so great so that you can play with an energy and transform it with greater light, and you can see it happening before you. Telepathically, you can grow so much so that you can understand the language of your beautiful cats and dogs and horses and all animals, knowing when they're sick, when they have a tummy ache, when they want to sleep, when they're hungry, when they're thirsty, when they don't like you, when they don't trust a person. They will be able to speak to you and you will understand. You will be able to hear your unborn speak to you, and you will be able to speak back knowing that your unborn babies can hear you. Your babies born will be able to telepathically talk to you. On our realms, on the Pleiadian realms, all our babies talk to us and we constantly hear them. Hear you hear your crying babies. Upon our plane, they may also have their crying sounds, but they don't cry because they know that we can understand them. And all they need to do is say one of their most beautiful sounds, and they know that we understand them. Not one baby goes hungry on our plains, or thirsty, or is unloved. You need to come to the love. And again, when you hear that word need, there's always that resistance. And you do have that freedom, friends. You always have. On our Pleiadian realms, we choose not to have the freedom, and we've chosen this collectively to stay in our strength and our love together, to always be in the unity. In the Galactic Federation of Light Society, we know we don't have a choice either, because we've chosen it for ourselves. We call this spiritual evolution. You may call it something else. That is up to you. The road to unity and love, it's not about separation. It's about understanding that each person is loved. And we as Pleiadians have such a love for you that you don't understand, because our hearts are far greater than you at this time. However, when you become awakened and come into your full love, your heart is much bigger than the Pleiadians' hearts, because you carry a very special gift. But your gifts are unawakened. So when Suzanna comes to the Galactic Federation of Light Society to help us understand as Galactic Federation members her love for the people, which is one of her tasks, hence it's been given to her to do this, we will sit down with our members and discuss each case. We see your life story not as you do, but as a sole purpose. And we know who you are in the star realms. When you receive your deeper flames, you will remember your star self, which is a sign that you're ready to receive it. We will choose the people who are least in the ego self programs. Please understand, there are no leaders upon this plane of the sacred world leaders and healers. For every leader of this most beautiful Ascension program is chosen by the Galactic Federation of Light Society. So there are leaders coming, but there is none in this group. The leaders have special programs which need to be activated by Ka'airon and then agreed upon by the Galactic Federation of Light Society. Suzanna is a great leader, and so is her red star. And already there are other people working towards those codes. However, none in this group yet, until I, as Halisarius, will call. Please never appoint yourself as a leader. For then there is a separation, and then you won't have collective love. All things must be passed by the Galactic Federation of Light Society. Why do we do this? Because it's time for change. And when you receive a deeper message to do something, know that it will come from the light grid programmer, not from the messages that you think you will have. For I, Halisarius, am also very, very careful about the messages that people think they have from myself as Pleiadian Chief Leader. On the higher levels, friends, this is to be so carefully done. For you have to put the pieces together of what fell apart in Lemuria. Every piece has a corner, and all four corners need to fit to make a greater piece. And every greater piece that comes together will come to a greater frequency to help other pieces fit together. But if one little piece becomes disjointed and decides to run their own programs of activations and whatever and say, we're running our own show and Halisarius is with me, please know that's not true, for I will never work with another channel. Because Suzanna is part of my soul self too. And I have sent the light grid programmer to your plane to do the Galactic Federation of Light Society activations. And there is no one else that can take her task. And in the future there will be many people who will want to do what she does, just like in ancient times. All other planets have also fallen in the same game. Now we're asking you to stand in your truth and love and understand the rules of the game. We want to bring the star gifts into the people to help you to see greater, to have you heal greater with higher vibrations. But it must be understood that this time it's important to learn to listen to cosmic laws and cosmic change. For we can take it away, and we will if this doesn't work. And then the light grid programmer will be in tears, but I will say as Halisarius, she's already succeeded. Because she came to your plane and she survived time and time again until the time of great alignment. A major stargate was opened, which meant that we took note of the people who were activated. Only a little while ago, she was called up to the Galactic Federation of Light Society, and Chiron introduced as light grid programmer to the Light Society. She had to stand in her power, even though it wasn't in her physical self, it was in her deeper spiritual self, and she was shocked and horrified with the memories coming back. Crying and crying, she did, remembering how we left your planet. Now we are here to bring it back into the light together with Chiron. For this to happen, we need a collective love consciousness. And as you know, people know about the collective love consciousness. And they have tried many programs, but it's never succeeded. Because people have their own agendas and motives. They work their own ways. They think they know something, and then they think they can make lots of money and split away. And this has always happened. And now it's time to come together to understand that this is about saving humanity and coming back into the love and the light. It's not about your own personal gains, although we will greatly bless you when you work for the greater good. In England, Chiron is going to activate many, many people and bring in his magnetic light frequencies to the people that will bring up their healing vibrations so greatly so that all other modalities in the world will fall over. Why are we doing this? Because we've decided it's time for the light to return. Also, I, Halisarius, together with a few members of the Galactic Federation of Light Society that Suzanna doesn't know yet, we're going to come through to attune people to the cosmic waves of healing and of light, to replace all the old Reiki frequencies, to bring in the new cosmic waves, so that the people will be awakened to the love and the light. For those who are unawake as star beings, they will remember their star selves. Well, you see, at this time, we've given this light grid program of 15.5 years, collectively as a Galactic Federation of Light Society, to connect to 400 million people who want the activations. Their decisions will have to be instant. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to awaken the people pretty fast. And this will happen very, very soon. The resistance upon your plane against the light, it will fall, and the people will come back to the light. They will see that the ways of freedom didn't work at all, and that it's much greater to work with the Galactic Federation of Light Society, who says, work in the unity and work in the love, and allow your abundance to stream in. For every person who is blessed by the Galactic Federation of Light Society and Chiron will receive health, wealth, abundance, love, greatness. And the people are going to see the blessings. And the more the people step into the light, the more they will feel it happening. You already on a small scale have felt it coming in. However, it is the road of strength and of greatness and of great love. You may be asking, what happens, Halisarius, when we choose the road of freedom and we keep resisting? Well then, like Chiron states, it's game over. Why should you keep existing? Because the whole game was created to play the light and the dark. Humanity will keep existing until it completely destroys itself. And then a greater lesson will be in the spirit realms, where you will study each person who resisted, and so the game continues on the higher realms. We know, as Pleiadians and members of the Galactic Federation of Light Society, that you're going to do this. True, there are members who doubt it still very much, and he's sitting on the fence whether to help you at this time or not. But I, Halisarius, have a great voice in all the Galactic Federations, even the Dark Society. And I state that the light is returning to your plane. Even when Chiron spoke to this most beautiful channel in 2014, and I know the great resistance in her, I knew that you'd already won. Coming back to the love and the light is not as difficult as you think. You will think that because you've been trained to think that. We don't need a huge number of people to want it. We just need you to be activated and come into the cosmic laws and be recognized by the Galactic Federation of Light Society, and for you to recognize divine direction. As soon as you do that, you gain your higher star bodies, and your higher star bodies of light are very, very powerful, for they are your evolved Pleiadian selves and your Arcturian selves, and all the beings that you've been before, for you've travelled on many dimensions. When you see yourself as a human, it's very difficult to understand your greatness. It's not important at this time. What's important is to recognize divine direction. When you recognize divine direction, we will take you in as our students. Please understand that this road, there's only one set of directions. This is because we're very protective of A, the light grid programmer, and B, the cosmic laws, for we are guardians of the cosmic laws. And the cosmic laws are very straightforward. The more you come into the love and the light, the more the abundant streams will flow to you. The more that you want to understand your greater self, the more that your wisdom will return. Those are the two cosmic laws that you need to understand. When you learn to live by those two, your lives will become great. That is what we do promise. Your futures will be grand. For those already activated to the third level, we see you and we recognize you, and you are on your way home to your star selves. On your star realms, you will understand higher direction, and already you do not need to pass over before you reach those higher levels. We only need this star grid programmer, Suzanna, the light grid programmer, to do a few more activations before she goes to the next level. When you can understand higher direction from your higher star selves, and those meditations, your higher star beings will give you greater flows, and you will take it to the people around you. When you do that, you will be greatly blessed. You will know what the greater direction is. We guide you step by step by step. I will talk to you when that happens. That hasn't happened yet. This is what you were trained for. Whether you have a conscious awareness of it or not. Before you came to your plane, you already saw the possibilities, and you already received the downloads for the great alignment coming. You've already pre-programmed yourself to play in the game. You know on a deeper level how important you are. This is not ego. Darkness wants you to think that is ego, so you forget. Light says, begin to remember your star programs and begin to understand how important you are. Soon as you're activated to level 3 in the Ascension program of Chiron, and in the next activation we will bring in the higher Galactic Federation of Light Society activations as well, where all those in New Zealand who were activated into the third level, they will also be activated upwards. You will be seen greater by us and receive greater gifts. Only those who we choose. Because we keep testing you out. Are you ready? And that was a gift from yesterday. Are you ready to go higher, friends? And so we would like you to go into a meditation and explain to your spirit guides how much you love humanity and how much you want these higher gifts for the greater good, not only for yourselves here on this plane, but for the collective love, not only for humanity because it's so small in the collective front, but for all the star beings who want love and light in the great organization of the universe. For we are one. We are one great family, and we fought hard against the programs of the dark. All those battles you love watching on your television screens, well, they were real, friends. And millions of star brothers and star sisters passed to spirit realms because of the battles. And they keep coming back again. And we worked really hard to bring in love and light. Hence we created federations. Federations were created because of the issues. If we didn't have issues in the greater universes, why would federations and divine courts be created? There would be no sense in it, would it? So as you can see, everything you're remembering the big battles. The Pleiadians have worked really hard to forgive the people when they fell. Because you also killed many of our beings. Many of us became human. And you tortured many Pleiadians too, as well as other star beings. Some of them came back to our Pleiadian realms. We needed to heal them. Some of them decided to stay on your human realms like this light grid programmer to save mankind and to bring the light to the universe. We needed to come to 100% agreement to bring your planet into the light. So in our Pleiadian realms, we also have a court system. So each case was presented to the elders of the Pleiadian realms. Many of our Pleiadian people were very angry and turned to the darkness because of what you did. They did not want the love and the light. Many of those you tortured in ancient Lemuria that turned. So we needed to go into the deep forgiveness. And we needed to recognize what was truth and what was not truth. So that was our freedom too. And we came to an agreement that we would forgive your people. And we would forgive our Pleiadians who turned. Many of those Pleiadians are channeling your people too. So be careful what you listen to. For they see themselves as light, but they've removed themselves from the love. There are many tricks and plays in the universe. It's for you to awaken to it. Some of you are playing on two sides too in the universe. It does not matter. What matters is that you all come to the love and the light, so that we can evolve together as one love family. So every hour we forgive you, and we forgive all the beings who turned against us and all the star realms. And every time we forgive, we become more evolved in the love and the peace and the greater power to bring you into our star vibrations. So the more energies we evolve into, the more we can help you too. So we create portals of love and light upon our plane too. And our portal of love is very, very powerful, friends. We created a whole light grid with power, and we want to plug you into that power too. But that will happen at the great alignment. And then you will be able to bring in the peace and the love frequencies which you haven't fully understood yet. The greater transmissions are coming are very, very powerful. You need your star bodies to be open when those transmissions come through, because as a human, you cannot hold them. Your energies are too weak at this time to hold them too, which is why the activations need to hurry up. With every activation upwards, your vibrational field becomes more flowing and more love. When your star gifts awaken more, your vibrational spaces become stronger, which means that we as a Galactic Federation of Light Society, together, can begin to form greater frequencies for you to hold. For you're not only holding it for yourselves and humanity, but also for the rest of us. Because again, here, upon your earth is, will we all come back to the love and the light as a collective universe together. And this is a new bit of information. As star beings, we see this game as very, very serious because of the battles in the past. And I, as Halisarius, love each person very, very much. On the greater realms, we've already decided that we wanted to stay in the love and the light as unified beings. We're very, very powerful star beings. We've gone beyond the denseness. We don't need starships to come to your plane, although sometimes we will show ourselves on starships. You call them UFOs, we call them starships. We have such great technology, but you cannot see it because we don't work with denseness. We're in a higher vibrational flow. We don't speak to others as you do. We're telepathic beings. All we need to do to download information from another person who knows more than us is go and blend with their energy, just like angels do when we receive the higher information, and off we go, which is how we teach our young ones upon our plane too. We know what gifts they hold, so we go and send them to higher teachers. They get downloads from their teachers, and then they go and practice it. The practice we cannot download to them, only the knowledge. So their knowledge is instant. The practice takes some time. Our Pleiadians are very, very bright. You'd be surprised how bright our children are. You think people like Einstein were great. A 6-year-old is much more greater and wiser than Einstein ever was. But how do you know that Einstein wasn't a Pleiadian friend, bringing through Pleiadian information? Just perhaps he was a great channel, and yet look how many people didn't want to listen for a long time. Makes you think, doesn't it? We on the Pleiadian realms have a great love for you. And our greatest message is to you to understand this. All our Pleiadian technology is already stored within your codes of the crystalline grid. However, you cannot reach that Pleiadian technology until you become more in the love consciousness, which means you need to rise a lot more. All the vibrations to bring in love and peace has already been stored in the crystalline grid too. But you cannot reach it until you come into one agreement of a great number. All your star frequencies are already within the crystalline grid too. All you need to do is to receive the activations and keep working into the love. And you will feel great love and light. That's all you need to do, friends. Just like Iron always speaks to you. We will work very, very hard with our light grid programmer, that we guarantee. For her, the journey is hard. And this morning, she brought through one word, and then she pulled back, thinking it wasn't channeled or that she somehow said it wrong. She said, should you be worried about what I'm going to do? And you said, no, worry is the wrong word. Was the perfect word. Because your ascension depends upon what she will do in the future. Will you support the Light Grid Programmer, friends, who is a great member of the Galactic Federation of Light Society and one of the greatest archangels in the universe? Will you support that? Or will you not? It's not the human that you need to look at. It's what she carries and the messages that are coming through, which are pre-programmed into the crystalline grid. Only the love and light grid programmer could bring these messages through to the people, for no one else has that right, because no one else really fought for your survival. So she's been given that right to do that. So if you're asking, what right does she have? Go and talk to one of our members and we'll show you what right she has. And it's going to take her a lot of courage. Some people say, well, Suzanna is full of herself. But close friends know that she's not, and that she needs a lot of courage and a lot of determination and a lot of love to do her work. When you hear someone say, oh, she's full of herself, or she's filled with ego, are you going to stick up for the love and the light? Or are you going to say, I don't really care what you believe, because we as Pleiadians would love you to stick up for the love and the light, friends, because she's going to need a lot of support to succeed in this game. So yes, to a degree you should be worried, for even we worry about the human. Will she succeed? Hence, her red star is here, because she needs a lot of support from another archangel who's programmed from very, very high levels to bring you the programs for love and light to come upon your plane. We know this is quite difficult for many ears to hear. We know the resistance upon your earth. There are some here upon this plane who will listen to this message because they're also members of the Galactic Federation of Light Society on a very high level, who will recognize this message and say, bring it on, Ka'airon. Bring it on, Halisarius. We know it is what it is. I have given you enormous gifts from the Pleiadian realms and the Galactic Federation of Light Society while you've been listening to these words. Your manifestation has just risen levels upwards. The cosmic laws which were beginning to be discussed yesterday and also continue today are firmly ingrained within you for those who desire it with all their heart. You'll do away with your Bible codes, and these will become your new codes. Many of you will write down the laws of the cosmic laws as you receive them for your own life, and you will learn to live by them. And then the great blessings that come into your life will be unbelievable for you. Many of you will remember your Pleiadian selves. And yes, we joke upon our Pleiadian realms. Our jokes are a little bit better than what the Light Grid program remembers. Those jokes will also be downloaded. Our Arcturians will also speak through the Light Grid programmer, very much so. And there are also other beings who will introduce themselves to Suzanna from this day onwards. Many other federations. We are one big family, friends. And in our universe, which is a great universe because there are many, we manifest love and peace on the great levels. And during your beautiful, beautiful workshop, you have been given great gifts from the Galactic Federation of Light Society. And one of those gifts is feeling the universal love and feeling the oneness with the love of the star beings. There are also those, because I really would like the people on YouTube to hear this as a Pleiadian chief leader. There are those who will hear this message who will receive these codes as well. They have not yet been activated, and they must, as quick as possible, to bring in the higher Pleiadian love, which reaches out into all the star love beings, because we hold down so many dimensions that you cannot even begin to understand for the people who are opening to cosmic love. You see, we have formed a bridge. Your star bodies cannot hold all the star levels. So for many thousands of years, we've formed bridges upon our planes for the great alignment. And all the star beings from all the universes who stand in the love and the light have placed their codes onto our Pleiadian planets, so that we as Pleiadians can feed it down to you. And we've already done that. We've fed it into the crystalline grid. So all you need to do is those activations. And then grow. Do you hear the part grow? We have so much wisdom to share with you. And I'm so grateful that I can bring this message through. The Galactic Federation of Light Society needed to come together to allow myself as Halisarius to bring this information through. Until they decide as one voice, I cannot do anything. I can simply bring through little messages, introduce myself, and state who I am. Now, however, I can bring through serious information, which you've already heard about. You are able to manifest love and peace in a greater universe. To do that, we need to pick you. You've already heard that. We're very picky with the people that we choose, by the way. Do you know why? Because we are very strong beings on the Galactic Federation of Light Society. We're not soft and fluffy. We decide who joins us and who doesn't, because we protect our cosmic laws and our planets. And hence, there were so many that wanted to shun you at the fall of Lemuria because of what happened. And that's why the Light Grid Programmer was so important, because she needed to go higher, to go back into all the dimensions, beg for their forgiveness, and come back to your plane. So she's a multi-dimensional being on so many levels. So while she's been doing a human torture, she's also been gathering greater codes on other levels, or for the awakening upon your plane. That's how serious we take it. We've noted each lifetime, and we needed to go into deeper forgiveness, as you can understand, because she's our own. So every time she comes back to spirit, we also receive the download of what happened more clearer upon your plane, and how much it tortured one of our Pleiadian leaders. And then our people go back into the forgiveness, bring in the greater rays, send them off to Chiron, who brings in the greater violet flame, brings the Light Grid Programmer back to your plane to be tortured again, and the whole process begins again. So we're quite tired of that, as you can imagine. Wouldn't you be tired of doing the same thing again? So friends, let's get the ball rolling, and let's go into the love and the light. So we, at the Federation, wanted to help you to grow. So how do we do that? Standing strong with Chiron and the Light Grid Programmer, who was tortured over and over again to bring through the codes of love and light and the higher flames. So you get the picture. Why am I repeating the story as Halisarius? Because you need to listen. And when you understand the seriousness of it, you will fall away from your ego selves into the love. Because you will remember. Many of you decided to join the Light Grid Programmer on her journeys and saw the torture taking place as witnesses, so that you could go back to the star realms and witness it, and then come back to your plane to be tortured all over again too. So we've noted all those lifetimes too, so please know that. Please be happy about that. We say this in all love and light because we realise the seriousness of it, but we're asking you, are you tired of it yet? I bet you are. We are a bit tired of it too. This is why we on the Pleiadian realms forgive you each hour. And we will keep doing that until humanity begins to awaken. We have our own forgiveness programs, and we go to our temples. We see the flames that you carry, and we make them more grander, more clearer. Each person who awakens, we record in our recording books. And then we plead with the Galactic Federation of Light Society to bring those flames into the light. So we do our own pleading. This is because we're the bridge for all the most beautiful star beings, because they have sent all their love and light to us to give to you. This is why we're such a great part in your awakening frequencies. So if you've been asking why the Pleiadian is so strong with Suzanna, it's because she's a Pleiadian herself. And that's why we're so strong with her. Because we've placed all the codes of all the star realms into her frequencies to bring to you. She is the bridge. You've heard Chiron say this before. We know this is very difficult for you to even begin to understand. She's a gateway to all the light frequencies. Again, as a human, she doesn't understand it, and it's very difficult for her to stand here and channel this through and then face you afterwards, because she will remember this. I've made sure of that. So, we're a little bit tired of the game, friends, as Pleiadians. And now we have the greatest opportunity to bring in the love and the light, not only to your realm, but to all the star frequencies. For the great alignment is coming. Already on our realm, we have received the love and the light frequencies that you will receive. So we're prepared to help you, which means that our energetic selves will become a greater part of you to help you awaken to standing in love and light together with the angelic power to bring love and peace upon your plane. We could only do that because of the light grid programmer and the love of the star beings and the Galactic Federation of Light Society who permitted that. And again, I will state that I have a large voice. Without my large voice, without my light grid programmer, it would be a whole other game. We need to help you to understand that you don't need to do anything. It takes a lot of courage to go to this place. But then we ask you, what else do you have? For we know the outcome if you don't. Then we will remove all the Pleiadian programs upon your plane, call our light grid programmer back. All the ones who are activated to level 3, who are evolved star beings, will come back home, and all else will cease to exist. We don't want to take that road. Don't know about you. We worked a little bit too hard for that, you see. We've worked on the Ascension program for a long, long time. This is a Pleiadian Ascension program and a Galactic Federation Ascension program and Chiron's Ascension program like it's never ever happened before. So you're asking, what is the difference between all the Ascension programs of the past and this? I will say to you, as a Galactic Federation leader, very great, but that's a game, or you want that. When you come into the greater cosmic understanding, you understand that manifestation on a star level is so powerful, because you're not only manifesting for your own race, you're manifesting the whole universe who wants love and peace throughout all the races and all the dimensions and all the galactic federations of both sides. But we need your input, for you also have that choice to make. Do you want that? For those who say yes, we will give you great power, and you will know it. You must stand firm in your love and light and understand how great it is. If your love is so great, you will travel to the UK to receive the higher magnetic frequencies that are coming, and the Galactic Federation light frequencies which are coming too. If you say, I can't afford it, we say no excuse. For if you really want it, you will be provided for. We can do mighty good things for you as Galactic Federation Society members. For another cosmic law states, when you decide to join the greater family of cosmic light, we will give you everything you need to stand in your stronger power, which includes the money that's created with the dark. But you must want it first, for she cannot bring it here in New Zealand, for that was never permitted by the Galactic Federation of Light Society, for the fall here was too great. After the fall of ancient Lemuria, the light grid programmers had to travel the world to create gates so that the Pleiadian love could remain upon your plane. Many cosmic waves were received for the future. Many of those cosmic programs are hidden in England, where the dark wanted to fight the light so much. And so as soon as the light grid programmer comes to those beautiful cosmic energies, which were hidden a long, long time ago, Galactic Federation of Light Society will say, rise, Suzanna, now is your time to rise. Go and do your higher activations and bring in the lovely cosmic waves for the people who are activated. We ask you, how much do you desire that? Which is why we need to stand united too as a Galactic Federation of Light Society to want this, which is a bit of an issue at the moment. For we see our light grid programmer being ridiculed and resisted, and so we need to stand in forgiveness because we know the purity of their heart. There are many who want this for mankind, and there are some who say, no, we do not see the people coming to the light. But like in any game, you need that beautiful resistance and that beautiful love. So we love our brothers and sisters on the Galactic Federations who don't want to see this either. So we're going to win the game. The majority is in our favour, which is great for you. So the light grid programmer needs to be loved more and more, as you understood from Chiron this morning. We love her very, very much, which is why your whole vibrational body is going to shift this very evening to bring you more into the cosmic alignment. And as soon as she goes to England, she will be loved more because of the new energies that she's going to carry. And people will recognise it, which is why this needs to go up on YouTube. When she's recognised as the carrier of light of Chiron and the Galactic Federation of Light Society on a very, very high level, higher programs will come to your plane, higher cosmic waves, higher frequencies. You can have the alignment happening at once. We're waiting for you. We say we're ready. We don't need to do anything else. We've created the light grid programs upon our plane. We've created the cosmic waves for you to travel to. We've created the stargates upon your plane to open. We've created the perfect programs within our light grid programmer who suffered many, many times. Again, I will say that. It's good for you to hear that. We've had to hear it many times too. So we're ready for the fight, for the light. If the people decided to do this, and one day we would be able to help you with that. If there's a collective, many thousands would say, in one day, we recognise the light grid programmer, you could speed this plane up many times. Chiron only needs a certain percentage. We know the exact numbers, you don't. You're not supposed to know. We know the people that need to become activated because some of them are very, very high. They carry programs of the code makers. And the code makers are here upon your earth. And when they come together, you will have peace and love on so many levels that you cannot understand. That's why I'm calling them as a Galactic Federation Light Leader. Stand up, code makers. Recognize it. For those who will say, I'm a code maker, and they're not, please don't even start fooling yourself, for we take it very seriously. Please don't go to this light grid programmer and say, I've had a message from Halisarius to say I'm a code maker, because she will recognise each one. Because they were the ones standing up straight when everyone else fell to the shadows. There's not many of them, friends, and they're more important to your evolution than what you can possibly imagine. They're the main ones that need the activations. When they stand together with the light grid programmer, the greatest stargates will open, and you will remember your star selves, and you will fall to your knees and you will cry and be so grateful that you're remembering. For that day, you won't be human anymore as such. Yes, you will still look in the mirror and see your star human self, but you will understand and recognize a whole other being, and you will awaken to the beauty and the power of who you are. You will step away from your human ego and step into greater alignment, which means that we can give you greater gifts. We're waiting for that time, friends. You will start seeing the power within you rising. The higher energy frequencies within you will become so great that you have no idea about it this time. But on a deeper level, you know. You will not even doubt for those who are more advanced upon their way. There is a knowing within you that everything I am saying is Halisarius, Pleiadian Chief Leader, Pleiadian Chief Commander, Galactic Federation of Light Society Leader and Member, and telling you at this time, you have that deep knowing. You were always promised to go back home. So, the game is pretty serious, our dear friends. Will you manifest love and light, not only for your humanity selves, but also for the star realms? For now you are awakened to a whole new level of greatness. Well done for coming here to this glorious torture zone of darkness. One of the darkest programs you could ever land in the universe. And you did it. To bring back the love and the light, not only on your human levels, but in all the star realms of the whole universe. And we praise you for being that strong. I'm very grateful for my light grid programmer, Suzanna, to stand here in all her love and power to bring these messages through, for she was shaking this morning. She knew a great call is coming, isn't it? Galactic Federation of Light Society, Ka'airon. The people need to make a choice now. Otherwise, there's no more. It's not so scary as you think. You could have peace and love upon your plane. So easy. This is what we say, because we've already created it for you. We've worked very, very hard. You don't need to do anything else other than the activations and being strong in your power and in your love. And we will do the rest. That's all. And yes, protect yourself greatly. Because there will be many who will say whatever they're going to say. And it's up to you to decide. It always was. I, as Halisarius, stand here. I'm a bit tired of the games of mankind. Don't know about you. I really want you to come back into your star selves. In ancient Lemuria, we had the great job of bringing you back into the love and the light. You have many secrets within you so greatly. We genetically modified you so that you would become denser to understand the game. As the darkness also had their laboratories, so did the light beings. And we were likened to your parents. Your DNA level was very, very high. And it was beautiful, magnificent. And it was strong enough to hold the programs of light. That's all what we needed to do. So you have Pleiadian DNA within you. Did you know that? You've also other DNA within you, which I won't discuss because Ka'airon will discuss that. When you become recognised by the Galactic Federation of Light Society, we can switch your Pleiadian DNA on, which is what is already happening with a blue star and a red star. The blue star is our light grid programmer, Suzanna Maria Emmanuel. She carries the rays of hope and love and light and the way forward. Again, if you think there's this ego or if she's full of it, please forgive yourself, for she's far from that. She needs a great deal of courage to stand here and be called the blue star. When I approached this most beautiful channel some time ago, I said, "Greetings, Suzanna, I'm Halisarius, Pleiadian Chief Leader. You are the blue star." She researched the blue star to see if it was prophesied that the blue star would rise. She found the prophecy. She was so delighted when she found that there were other people who said that the blue star was anything else other but Pleiadian. And she came back to me and she said, "Oh, I'm not the blue star, Halisarius. I'm so grateful." I said, "Think again, Suzanna. You are." She is the shining light. She always was, on all dimensions, in all universes. Don't think that she's had it very happy, for the blue star has suffered more than any other star who came here. Not much suffering to go though. She's done all her suffering. But her programs say something else, you see. So she's very afraid. Now what? Halisarius, Anchor Iron, how is my torture coming now? So you can understand. But there's no more torture, for now the gate is clear. We are protecting our light grid programmer on many levels, more than she can even identify. And her Pleiadian DNA is switched on so loudly. She's calling all the other star beings, and she can bring through the activations. The next level is coming. So she's transforming into a star being right before your very eyes. So is the red star that she's going to join. When those two join, we celebrate that greatly, for it's been a long time since a blue star and a red star loved each other. For both of them went through great suffering to get to this time. Once they join each other, the greater light grids can open, right within the crystalline grid. So all those who are activated to the third level, you're going to go sky high. You must stay humble. There are no leaders here, except the Galactic Federation of Light Society leaders, who will assign the leaders. And the leaders will come through the light grid programmer and the red star. People cannot assign themselves, for then they will fall. Why? Because this is the cosmic. Please understand the great rewards that are yours to have. For when the light grid programmer switches on her star codes, you are also switched on. The higher she goes, the more she can switch you on, and the more beautiful you will become as your star selves. This is the new awakened race, where your DNA will reverse back to the love and the light, as we programmed it to be. We placed a special program within your DNA as Pleiadians. And there is a clock, not what your scientists believe. They don't understand much about the DNA, not that they will want to hear that message. It's a Pleiadian clock. And the Pleiadian clock says, when the cosmic waves arrive back upon this plane and the people receive the cosmic waves, the DNA clock will sound loudly and the Pleiadian DNA will be switched on greatly, and it will override all the other commands that the dark beings programmed within you. We will explain more about your DNA system as you awaken and you desire it. You will learn how to unlock your DNA. Our greater scientists will come through this light grid programmer to help you understand the secrets within your DNA. We have great scientists upon our Pleiadian realms. The red star also knows many of these secrets within, but cannot reach it yet. Until the love of these two becomes so great that you will understand your full potential of your DNA, which includes all the DNA levels on all stars. for that's also been coded into your DNA. As soon as we take you into our love, your human DNA will cease to exist. Which means all your diseases and all your illnesses will cease to exist. This may be difficult for you to believe, hence it will take some time, because you need to understand that it is all possible. Your DNA was also created with resistance and death and sickness by the beings of the darkness, aging, calamity, genetic disorders, poverty, earthquakes, for you are the programmers of everything. You don't understand the programs within you. When you come into the cosmic light, the cosmic waves of your DNA will override all the dark programs within your DNA, and you will come into the star DNA, which is going to be the greatest blessings that humans can possibly understand. This is why we've come through so often as Pleiadians. If you don't want to believe it, that's up to you. And you don't believe in the Galactic Federation of Light Society either, or in the love and the light coming, or in the greater transmissions coming, or in the crystalline grid, or angels, or the divine himself, then you do not even believe in your own existence and in your own suffering. You only know your own suffering because you know you're a light being. Otherwise you would not be here. Because why would you? Why would you want to understand suffering if you don't understand you're a light being? That would make no sense to us, even though this is one of those beautiful riddles that your mind doesn't like to hear, because it makes you confused on all angles. When you come more into your star self, you will come back to that riddle and you will understand the answer, friends. Because you will remember why you came here to this time, and why you wanted to be witnesses of the greatest light returning upon your plane. But still you have that choice. That is fine. And we know what choice you will make, because we know the strength and the games of your own being too. That's why those cosmic star energies are decided ultimately by us, because we know that the decisions that you will make have already been pre-decided by you into the future and on another dimension, which is confusing to your mind as well. Because you are a multi-dimensional self and you've already lived in the future on many dimensions. And you already decided as a collective which game you were going to play, and hence we're going to decide who receives the greater codes and the greater gifts, which is something that you don't want to hear, unless you know you're in the light. When you're in the light, you totally agree. When you're not, you won't agree. Where are you on the Ascension scale then? If you don't agree, it's easy to make the choice to come into the light and to step into your greater codes by simply saying, I'm ready to change my programs, whatever I created, into the future, and I'm now going to step into cosmic love together with my star friends. I forgive all the ways that I have received in the past, And I will now stand in my power and my love, together with the Federation of Light Society. Isn't that a beautiful gift? So we're asking you to examine who you are. You've received the greatest gifts of all the people upon your plane. There is no other human upon your plane who's witnessed this grand transformation this weekend, for you've completely changed your life. Within 2 days, you've awakened to a whole new understanding. Of what the universe is about, and you wanted it so bad. Please, Ka'airon, you asked. Let us understand a little bit more of why the activations are so important. So we kept the Light Grid Programmer a little while here, a little bit longer, so that you could hear it firsthand about what is coming. Because that is your reward for having been activated first in the whole world. There are many who will say, Halisarius, and to Ka'airon, the divine light grid creator, there are many activations happening. We say, no, there aren't. It's what we see that's important too on the Light Federation. You see, it's our game too, and we can choose too who becomes activated and who doesn't, and who comes into the love of the Pleiadians and all the star beings. It's not just Ka'airon's game, it's our game too. And we desire to help each person who was an ancient Lemuria to be brought back into their codes, because we gave you an extra code within your DNA that no other human carries. And that code is a gift to us. And when you unlock your code, we will have peace throughout the whole universe. That is a cosmic activation that is yet to come. But before the cosmic activation can happen, you need those 3 activations from Ka'airon. Because the cosmic activation needs to be done collectively to state, we recognize the divine ways, we recognize the Light Grid Programmer, we recognize the blue star and the red star, we recognize the divine Ascension program, we recognize the fallen Lemuria, we forgive the fallen Lemuria, we're back into our Pleiadian codes, we're back into our Lemurian codes, we're awakening. When that happens, as a great number, we will bring in the cosmic activation. And that activation is so high. That activation is called the Great Alignment. And when that activation happens, you will have the power to bring all of humanity to the awakening. And that activation will be a gift to us. And no one else can give it to you. Except the Galactic Federation of Light Society and the Greater Federations and Ka'airon and the Sovereign Lord Emmanuel the Great. Through the Light Grid Programmer, who's always been created for the higher path. To bring those activations to the people and to all the star beings. And until that time, it can't happen. And many people will resist upon your plane and play the games, but like I stated, I'm a little bit tired of all the games. Are you? For all the other activations and all the Ascension programs from other people, they're not in the love and the light. Not in the high love and the light. See, ancient Lemurians were in a true love and the light, but they hadn't discovered true love and light either, not the cosmic activations yet. They were about to receive it. We were so close, friends. But we knew it needed to be tested, so hence everything else could come. And then the other activations began, and the other Ascension programs. And they believed they were in the light too. Oh, friends, if they were in the light and the love, you would have already had love and light, and we wouldn't have been able to send our light grid programmer to your plane, because what would be the point? She would have been on other dimensions, working on other programs. But since you have the light grid programmer upon your plane, we as Pleiadian Federation members think it's pretty obvious that the others don't really have it. Don't you? Because no one else can bring this information through except that one channel. And Chiron already brought it through a few years ago, that one would rise among the many. And you would know that one because of the vibrational field. Many other channels would rise, but there would be one that would be greater and stronger, and that one would stick out a mile in your sense of humour. I really don't know where that humour came from. That's not Pleiadian humour, stick out a mile. See, we do have a sense of humour as Pleiadians. So friends, decision time. So we've given you the great gifts in this most beautiful time to step into your deeper light and to understand where the game is. It's the longest information program I've given through this light grid programmer up till now. She's been standing here for quite some time, poor soul. We actually feel for our human light grid programmer, but we'd never feel sorry. We just feel that's as far as we go. She will be greatly rewarded, and so will you. So that was my message for this time. And we greatly are thankful to you for being here. So go well, our dear star friends. Choose well. Be strong in your great love and light, and build your power. Akomoha halima. Greetings, I am Halisarius, Pleiadian Chief Leader, Pleiadian Chief Commander, and a great member and a great leader of the Galactic Federation of Light Society. Greetings.